Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of MeChat, where last episode you could see right here, but also you could see that 8 of Spinner is now not available anymore in 24 days. So fuck that, we're going to move on, and we're going to like everyone we come across, and this is the first character on our list, so Krystal Delacruz. My tongue is as sharp as my knife. Okay. 18 plus, action, romance, and drama. 18 plus, doesn't matter. I've seen some 18 plus scenes, and if we receive a photo, I'll usually blur it anyways. Or well, blur it. First take a look at myself anyways. So, following the content in this story may be disturbing or offensive to some players. Are you sure you want to proceed? Yes. It's a match! Oh my god! Since when do we not match with people? Hey there, aren't you a cute one? You certainly caught my eye. Hi Krystal, that's good to know. I think you look very beautiful. Oh wait. We have to... Oh, there's only... 23 days, 17 audio and 29 photo. Holy fuck! Aw, you're cute. You're quite the charmer, aren't you? Only when I have a reason to be. Is that your subtle way of telling me you like me? Huh, it might be. Is that a problem? No, no problem. Instead, I find it quite endearing. So, Connor, how's your day going? It suddenly got much better now. Huh. That's good to hear. What about your day? How's that going? Oh, just the usual really. Completing manual chores and slaying at work. Sounds interesting. What job do you do? It sounds like you need to forget about work and unwind. Huh. I never forget about work. Really? Not ever? No. Anyway, I have a more pressing matter I need to address. Oh yeah, and what might that be? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yes, I don't suppose you sense anything unusual about your surroundings, do you? No, although I am out of soda. Is this some sort of riddle or something? Nope, nothing unusual. Just so dry. Perhaps you should look a little closer. Huh? What do you mean?
It's pretty simple, really. You see, my job entails me running certain errands. And my latest assignment involves... you. Isn't it exciting?
Huh? Why me? Actually, I think I've done the voice pretty good. I can't say exactly why, only that we will all make choices in life, and on occasion the seemingly menial ones result in the biggest repercussions. But I haven't made any choices. Connor, that's not true now, is it? Everyone makes choices. In fact, just talking to me is a choice you made. Connor, I suggest you look at your right arm. Okay. What's that red dot? Is that you? Yep. You may have noticed the dot has disappeared. Perhaps you should try looking somewhere you can't see. Do you have a mirror at hand? Why is there a red dot on my forehead? What? I would have thought that was obvious. No, it's not obvious at all. What's going on? It won't go away. Why won't it go away? Because I don't want it to. It's for real again. What? What the hell? You swipe someone? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And she's at that exact position to fucking. What? What story is this? Huh? Is this a joke? What's with the scary weapon? I don't understand, so what? You're a sexy hit woman or something? I prefer the term assassin, but I don't understand, why bother me? It's simple, really. You're my next target, Connor. I assure you, it's nothing personal. But a job is a job, so I must follow my orders. Stop moving that thing across my body. Okay, if you agree to do something for me in return, what can you possibly want from me? A romantic final meal. I'll cook, of course. I suggest you agree, else you're about to become very familiar with the little red dot. A meal? What kind of meal do you have in mind? Oh, I'm talking about the full works. Starter, main, and course. Dessert? Okay, so you're going to cook a three-course meal for me, then kill me? You might as well go out with a bang, lol. Oh, while I think about it, do you have any allergies I should know about? If you're going to kill me anyway, then I don't suppose it matters. Of course it matters. I have a certain way of conducting my business, and a target dying from a peanut allergy isn't it. It makes me look unprofessional, and I'm anything but that. So, do you have any allergies? No, no allergies. Good. I do like it when I have a creative freedom in the kitchen. Right. Okay. Are you sure this has to happen right now? Yes, Connor. Time is of the essence. It's not at all doom and gloom. My food is divine. Please make an effort. I'm going to the trouble of cooking for you, so the least you can do is dress to be killed. I feel sick. There must be a mistake. I've not upset anyone. No one wants me dead. I assure you, there's no mistake. What's done is done, so stop pondering on the past and instead go and get changed. So what? You just expect me to show up and wait to be killed? You do realize this is totally bonkers, right? Don't worry, I'll wait until after dessert. I do so love dessert. This is crazy, completely crazy. It's not so bad. After all, my cooking is to die for. Also, please refrain from doing anything silly, such as calling the cops. Such an action would result in things becoming necessarily messy. Yeah, I figured as much. I'll send you the address shortly. One last thing, please be prompt. I don't take kindly to being kept waiting. What? But Krystal, this makes no sense. I haven't got any enemies. Krystal, please answer me. Oh god. Oh, we already go on a date on the first time? Okay, sure. Sweet home. Let's go. Oh god. You peer up at the swanky apartment complex in front of you. Then you double check the address Krystal gave you. Yes, this is definitely it. So you take a deep breath and walk to the entrance. After jabbing in the 4-digit code Krystal sent you, you find yourself wandering along the well-lit corridors that are leading you to your fate. That's it, number 17. You stare at the green door intently and try and swallow back your apprehensions at being there. Knowing it's now or never, you reach out and give a firm knock on the door. The door swings open, and standing there, wearing a sexy dress and gripping a knife, is Krystal. She looks directly at you, and you notice the twinkle in her eye. She undeniably gorgeous, and you find that you're as terrified by her as you are spellbound. With a knowing smirk on her face, she twirls the knife through the air and says, "Connor, you're just in time. I've prepared a feast. I hope you've got a big appetite." That depends on what's on the menu. Do you have to wave that thing around like that? That depends what's on the menu. You try to keep your cool, but can't stop staring at the knife. She's still swirling about. Bro, if you can't stop focusing on the knife, fucking focus on her big ass boobs. You know? You take a discreet step back, then give her an awkward smile. Don't worry, I'm an adept knife wielder. She takes a step towards you and holds out the knife. I assure you nothing bad will happen to you yet. Let me process that. Why does it go up? What? I love that you dressed up for your last super. Well, when I die and become a ghost, I want to look great. She giggles loudly. Do you really believe that you'll become a spirit? That's so cute. You never died, so you never know. She looks at you in surprise while swirling a knife in her hands. You have a point here. Suddenly her expression changes to sad, as if she is disappointed. And I thought you did it to impress me. The last thing you want right now is to upset her. It's better to tell her what she wants to hear. Who said I didn't want to impress you? You say that she's grinning at you again. You don't know how to respond, so you just stand there awkwardly. You can tell from her wide eyes and an unfaltering smirk that she's taking great delight in your discomfort. She walks back and then grips onto the doorframe. Then she turns around and walks into her apartment. You stare at the open door in confusion, not knowing what you're meant to do next. But then suddenly you hear her shout, "What are you waiting for? Come in then!" You peer at the corridor and debate what you should do next. Should you enter her apartment or make a run for it? She probably has some door locked somewhere, so we'll just follow her into their apartment. You pause in the hallway and peer around you, noticing how tidy it is. Humming sounds are coming from the room up ahead. Then suddenly Krystal peeks around the door. You do like spice, don't you? You pause for a minute as you try to absorb her question. Not wanting to annoy her, you give a faint nod of your head. Excellent. As long as it's just right, I adore spice. You stand there and wonder what you've got yourself into. Food's ready. Come into the living room. Oh, and please take your shoes off. Even though I'm only renting this apartment for a few days, I still can't abide avoidable mess. You kick off your shoes, then walk through into the living room. There's a honey scent candle in the middle of the laid out table. It smells divine, doesn't it? I do so love the scent of honey. She pulls a chair out and gestures for you to take a seat. Then she places a napkin on your lap, leans over your shoulder and whispers, "Did you know that only a female's bees can sting?" Oh yeah, I thought everyone knew that. For real. I mean, I didn't think everyone knew that. But I definitely thought a good amount of people knew that. As smart as you are cute, I see. She brushes her fingers across your arm. They also make honey. They really are exceedingly useful. You remain silent as you embrace her touch. There's a certain intensity to it. One that makes you aware of the power she's capable of and leaves you unaware of what her next move is. Suddenly she moves her hand away and then shimmies towards the kitchen. She returns not long after with a big bowl of nachos. She places the bowl in the middle of the table, walks up behind you, and starts rubbing your shoulders. You should learn to relax more. You're so tense. Is that really a surprise? You have brought me here to kill me. You still think you think that's for real? Shush now. All this stress isn't good for you. As her fingers need your nuts and tension, you can't help but close your eyes and moan softly. What? She's like no one you've ever met before, and even though she's intimidating, you can't help but be beguiled by her. She chuckles close to your ear, then she leans across the table. You find yourself holding your breath as you watch her move. She grabs a cheese-tangled nacho out of the bowl and places her other hand underneath it as she brings it into her mouth. Delicious. Now you try. She picks up the nacho and brings it towards her mouth, expertly twirling the excess cheese around her fingers as she moves. At first, you keep your lips sealed tightly, but as she looks down at you with longing eyes, you find yourself eager to please her. Your eyes remain on her as you open your mouth and let her teasingly hold it in front of you before she eventually places it into your mouth. As she pulls her fingers away, the cheese strings from your mouth to her fingers pulls till it breaks. Okay, sure. Then you watch with wide eyes as she sucks the cheese strings of her finger and then licks her lips. As your mouth is full of flavors, your mind is full of uncertainties. Yet you keep up your chewing pretense long after the nacho has gone. She keeps eye contact with you as she sits in the opposite seat. You watch as she uses a fork and her hand to maneuver a pile of nachos onto her place. She licks her lips at you and then waves her fork in the air. So, Connor, what's going through that cute little head of yours? Please, this must be a mistake. I don't belong here. I have no idea what's going on. Huh. Does anyone ever truly know what's going on? She picks up a nacho and snaps it in half, a satisfied smirk on her face as she watches you jerk in your seat. You're so jittery, like a twitchy little rabbit. She rests the handle of her fork on her lips. She continues to stare at you as she taps it there. Don't be so frightened. I've already said I'll make it quick. She winks at you. But let's not worry about that. Not when we have another 2 courses to enjoy first. She gives you a wide smile. Are we seriously going to do all the courses? Come on. Are we? Oh, fuck it. Can you at least tell me who hired you? Sorry, that's classified information. But I'm gonna die anyway, right? So it's not like it matters. She ponders on this for a few seconds. True, but I have a certain way of conducting business. She lets out a long sigh, stretches her arms out in front of her, and cracks her knuckles. I feel like playing a game, so what do you say, Connor? Do you like playing games? It depends on the game. If I win, will you let me go? Nah, I don't have time for games. That's a pity. Well, in that case, I suppose I may as well get this over with. She lunges at you with the fork, and you jolt back in such alarm that you will half fall out of your chair. She leans back in her seat and smirks at you. Sorry, it's just you're so on edge. I simply couldn't resist teasing you. She rests her elbow on the table and leans her head on her hand. Connor, here are the rules. You're going to try and guess why my client wants to kill you. I'm going to do what now? If I like your answer, then I'll reward you justly. But if I dislike your answer, well, then you'll be punished. She gives you a devious smirk. Go on then. What's your first guess? Despite your neutral face, you don't know how to feel about this game. Still, you decide it could help you find out who hired Krystal, so... Oops. Oh, fuck. Last week I had an argument with a man on the bus. Is that him? I accidentally shoplifted a packet of gum. That's the owner want revenge. I was 10 minutes late for my dentist appointment. Is that to do with it? With the bus. She gives you a blank look. You don't really know what to make of this and find yourself nervously scratching your arm. Suddenly her lips curl into a grin and her eyes light up with amusement. My dear Connor, trust me, the person who hired me does not commute via public transport. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why anyone would want me dead. Suddenly she's pouring a shot of some foul-smelling liquid and sliding it towards you. You lose. So down it. You sniff it suspiciously. She frowns at you. She rolls her eyes. She doesn't look very beautiful, not gonna lie. Seeing how impatient she is getting, you lift the shot glass, cheers the air, then gulp it back. Yuck, it tastes sharp and unpleasant, and you can't help but cough into your hand. You notice how alive her eyes look, as if your misery is powering them. Don't worry, cutie, I'll give you another guess. Perhaps you'll find it advisable not to be quite as specific this time. She smirks at you. But first, it's time for the main course. She places a fresh pie down on the table. You feel your mouth watering. It smells so good and you can't wait to try it. She dishes some onto the plate, but before she passes it to you, she says, "Go on then, cutie. Guess." Is it to do something with somewhere I went? So it's nothing to do with my work. Okay, then it because of something I knowingly did. Somewhere I went. I think it's the smartest one. Isn't everything? I mean, I guess. But I suppose right is right. She pushes the pie dish towards you. Your reward? Indifferent circumstances. I'd let you take it home with you. But as we both know, on this occasion, that won't be possible. You smile awkwardly at her, then place another spoonful of pie into your plate and swirl your fork through it. As prizes go, you don't think it's particularly fun, but you decide it's better than one of her punishments. 3 is such a prominent number, don't you think? She looks at you as she pops a forkful of pie into her mouth. I suppose so. Is that case, we'll have a third and final round. If you say something agreeable, then I shall dance for you. You're so surprised by this that you drop your fork onto your plate. You hear her tittering at you as you pull it out of the pie. So, my dear Connor, what's your final guess? Okay, your client and I have never spoken, right? Your client and I know each other? No. I don't know why this is love. Like, for real. What the hell? Why is this love? This is no love. This is fucking intimidation. What the hell? Her mouth curls into a smile. Correct. But how can someone I've never spoken to want me dead? She places her finger on your lips, and then she looks at you with boggling eyes. It's time for your prize. Just to make sure. You're about to ask her what it is, but then she puts some music on, places her hand on her hips, and starts swaying to the beat. It's nothing. You watch untransfixed as she moves her sexy body. She peroods, then smiles at you. Your heart skips a beat. Your heart skips as she loops her arms around your neck and gyrates against you. Her movements are so natural and alluring and only add to her sex appeal. As your eyes lower over her body, she grins at you, then moves her arms away. She stretches her arms above her head and spins on the spot. Then she rubs her hands down her chest and torso and rests them on her hips. Suddenly she's not dancing anymore. Instead, she sits back down, looks at you, then licks her lips. As you sit there staring at this beautiful mystery of a woman, you try to hold onto your senses and absorb the information you know. It astounds you to know that someone you've never even spoken to wants you dead. You're about to ask Krystal more about this, but she shakes her head at you. Nuh-uh, the game is over. Actually, the night's almost over. Sensing that your time is almost over, you force a smile and say, "What? Already? But I'm having so much fun." There's plenty of time still left. Nah, we're having so much fun. We're not, but sure. She smirks at you. All good things must come to an end. She grips her hand around her knife, and you feel your heart sink. But then she loosens her grip on it, then gently touches your hand. Anyway, it's dessert time. First, trust me, cutie, my chocolate soufflés are sublime. Soufflés, eh? Aren't they notoriously tricky to make? Fuss their appeal. She looks at you and you catch the glint in her eye. The greater the challenge, the more pleasing the reward. Anyway, I feel it's best we say our goodbyes now. Then I can get straight to the gritty part after dessert. Our goodbyes. Right, goodbye then. We can't have a nightcap first. She shakes her head. I'm afraid not. Any more drinks and I fear I may lose my precision. She smirks at you. Trust me, Connor. It's in your best interest that you don't do that. Suddenly she glares across the table at you. Then she reaches out and touches your arm. Even though you know she's here to kill you, you can't help but feel tingles at her touch. She's as exceptional as she is intimidating, and you find yourself unable to move out of want as much as fear. So, Connor, what about a final kiss? At first, you're not sure if she is teasing you or not, so you give her a quizzing look. I don't know, what are you like at kissing? I mean, this will be my last kiss ever, right? So it needs to be remarkable. I'll have you know that I'm an expert kisser, but there is an easy way for me to prove it. Yes, okay. Now I'm too intrigued not to kiss you. Okay, yeah, fair enough that laugh goes up from that. Not even that much. Oh my god. Such a horrible game, I swear. Of course, I am irresistible. She gives you a knowing look, then flicks out her hair. Suddenly she jumps up to her feet and signaling for you to do the same. You flit your eyes down her body to check she's not holding a weapon, and you feel your heart thud. From her dress to the confident sway of her body, there's no denying just how sexy you find her. Your eyes widen in alarm as you watch her pick something up off the side. Then you relax slightly when you see what is that? What it is? A lipstick. She pops off the lid, and with her gaze still on you and not a mirror, she applies the dark red shade perfectly and puckers her lips. She keeps her gaze on you as she stops directly in front of you. She gives you the slightest of smiles before she puckers her lips again. How does it look? I don't have any on my teeth, do I? She gives you a flash of her white teeth. You give her a slight shake of your head, your eyes fixated on her dark red lips. She leans forward, a glimmer of red flashing before you as her lips find yours. She brushes them with the softest of pecks. And then, while her lips are still on yours, you feel her smile. You expected from her something more fierce, but received an unexceptionally tender and melting kiss. Then she pulls away, her eyes finding yours before she looks away completely. Right, I better go and inspect my soufflés. She walks towards the doorway, but then stops and frowns at you. Well, come on then. I'm hardly going to leave you here all alone, am I? That would make me a failing host. I'd say the whole killing part makes you lose more host points. Yes, you can't possibly do something so scandalous. Host points. Nonsense. That's just part of the job. She waves her hand in the air in a matter-of-fact way. But leaving my guest unattended, now that's unthinkable. Suddenly the sound of the oven bell pierces through the air as Krystal gives you a frantic look. You reply, I need a bathroom. I'll meet you there. She gives a reluctant nod. Fine, have it your way, but don't be long. You nod at her, then watch as she hurries to the source of the sound. You shut yourself in the bathroom and lock the door behind you. Then you rush over to the window and open it. The outside world seems as inviting as it is hostile. You know you could make a jump for it, but from this distance, you'd likely end up with a busted ankle, if not worse. There's no way you'll be making to run away from Krystal if you're injured. You pause and think about this, but then an idea comes into your head. You don't actually have to jump, you need to make it look like you have. So you push the window open as wide as it will go, then tiptoe out of the bathroom. Using a technique an old school friend once taught you, you manage to relock the door from the outside. You hear humming coming from the kitchen. But you don't have long. You need to hide, but where? Sneak into the bedroom and roll under the bed, open the storeroom door and hide behind the cleaning supplies. Hiding behind those cleaning supplies, we could knock them over. Like, that will make sounds. Roll under the bed will just take time, mostly. But I think roll under the bed is safer, because if we have the time, then we can spend it. As you lie there, you start to wonder if this is such a wise hiding spot. It's too late to change it now, so you hold your breath and try to stay as calm as possible. All you can do now is lay low and wait for the right moment. You stay still and silent as possible and listen. Soon you hear Krystal's displeased shouts. Connor, I assure you, you shall regret this. You wait for her footsteps to patter away, then you cautiously leave your hiding spot and sneak towards the door. You notice the kicked-in bathroom. Then, as you pass the kitchen, you smell the soufflés. They do smell good, but unfortunately now is not the time to try one. Noticing that your shoes have gone, you let out an annoyed sigh. Then you walk through the ajar door that Krystal must have left open when she went looking for you in such a hurry. You hurry along the corridor, take the fire escape, then rush as quickly as you can with bare feet out of there. Not only are you amazed that you managed to make it out of there alive, but you find that you can't stop thinking about Krystal and how genuinely mesmerizing she is. Oh god. If this was like 5 hours, I would have get it, but 30 minutes? Wow. 35-minute episode. Holy fuck. That's these episodes are gonna take a big toll on me. And when we eventually go upload it normally, we would do it 2 times each week, and that's Monday and Monday. Both 6 on Monday, West Europe time. So 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. West Europe time on Monday. But if it's like 30 minutes, you better believe it's just gonna be 1 episode. Like, wow. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Please check out the community tab and our playlists. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, goodbye. Goodbye.